We are here to make people feel good about themselves. We really have to feel like we are a day maker for the guest. You've made my day. How great is that when you hear those words from your guest?
Hi, welcome to the Daymakers podcast. I'm Larry Foster, and I'm so excited today because I'm actually here with someone who truly embodies creativity, passion, everything when it comes to making students successful. It's Angela Howard, who is our Regional Director of Admissions and Educator Partnerships.
Yes.
So I'm really excited because we're here to talk about something that's close and near and dear to both of our hearts, which is the high school program.
Yes, it is. And thank you so much for having us. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you. And Angela, tell us, what are we currently doing in the high school markets?
We're doing some amazing things in the high school market. If I could share, our most recent is our articulation agreement. So we have partnered with several high schools currently and looking to do it even on a broader scale. But currently we've partnered with 2 high schools, and it's a pathway is what I'd like to refer to the articulation agreement as, for the individuals, the high school students, to be a part of the actual live experience at our campuses while they're still in high school. That way they get exposure to the program as to whether or not this is something they truly want to pursue, or do they really truly have a passion, which a lot of people don't get that experience from the high school experience. So it's really exciting. We have a school in our Bloomington area, the Hoosier Hills, and then also Normal, Illinois area, BACC, which is Bloomington Area Career Centers. So it's a really exciting time for us. We just started the program and we're looking for more and more and more and more. We want to expose it as much as we possibly can.
Can you walk us through the details of the new Tricoci High School program and what makes that unique?
Well, what makes it unique is that it's a new brand. So Tricoci Forward. When you think about moving forward, that's progression. So that's why we rebranded it. So high school students, the Tricoci experience will move you forward. So this program is, well, it's not a program, it's a new branding for our high school, the high school program, to show students that they can really progress in this program. They have a unique experience, just like we were talking about initially with the articulation agreement, where they're experiencing all of it right now. So the exciting part that we have not yet announced is we do have a next gen beauty camp, which is going to give them that same exposure. The student actually they'll be selective, and they're going to have an experience for 3 days on our site with some prominent figures in the beauty industry to teach them, train them, coach them. And so it's going to be really exciting. It's the first time we've ever done it, so we're really looking forward to it. And that'll begin in April. So
will that be for high school seniors, juniors?
Juniors and seniors currently.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is an amazing opportunity for them. So we're really excited. And at the end, they'll have a showcase and can really start to share and explore in the industry live, like they're doing it hands-on. Not many people get that experience. So it's very similar in some ways to the articulation because of the fact that they get the exposure, but it's really exciting for students that have never had the exposure.
I love that. Is their family going to be a part of that?
Yes, the family will be a part of the showcase on the back end, so they get to see it. Maybe they can use models if anyone's interested in being a model, right? But it will be an exciting time for them.
No, I think that's great because I think there's so many families out there that aren't totally supportive when they hear that their child wants to go into beauty school.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, they have a whole preconceived notion. They don't realize it's a $500 billion industry and that the child can be as big as they want to be or as little as they want to be within that industry.
Yes.
And, you know, I think they should all pursue that and get their piece of that pie.
Yes. Let me just tell you that perception is so true. I'm from a traditional environment. My children attended traditional universities, with the exception of my son. And when I initially started working in the industry, I had no idea what it really entailed. I thought, how hard could this be? You're curling hair. You know what I mean? Once I got exposure to what you really do on a daily basis, it really is a career. And you can do very, very well in the industry. And what people don't realize is it's a total holistic approach. Education is not just about skill, right? It's also about learning how to work with people and how to build a brand and how to build a business. And we focus specifically on those areas in our curriculum, which you have done such a great job in adding to it. But I think that's very important for people to understand that this is not small scale. You can do wonderful things in this industry. You really, really can.
No, I love that.
Yes.
And just so everyone knows, Angela's like my sister.
Yes.
And I love her to death.
Back at you, that's for sure.
And she knows, my son has been in the industry for a while.
Yes,
and the
he
whole
has.
thing is, getting to see him be his version of success has been
Right.
incredibly important to me
Yes.
because he has seen me grow through this industry as well. And this industry has provided for him, it's provided for me, it's allowed me to
Yes.
see the world. I mean, there's so
Yes.
much we can do within the industry.
There
And now
really is.
my daughter is entering into the industry. She's new in our schools
Yes.
and she's pursuing this now. So that's 2 out of my 4 children.
Which
So
is
I
awesome.
love it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but what do you think as we go forward with the Next Gen Beauty Camp?
Yes.
What is it that you think that you need the guidance counselors to understand? Because we've talked about the parent side of it, but what do the guidance counselors need to understand in regards to those programs like barbering, manicure, SD, and cosmetology?
I think it's a very similar reality, just like we were talking about with the parents. They need to understand that this education is holistic. Like oftentimes, like I said, they think it's just barber, just cutting hair, there is so much that goes into that curriculum. And shout out to you for making it even a little bit
thank
more updated and trendy, and people are getting what they need. But I think counselors need to realize that everyone's path is not traditional. Like a lot of times we think the traditional path is the right path for everyone, but it's not. And I've lived it in my own personal life with my son. Both daughters went traditional. My son, not so much. It wasn't his thing. He's a creative guy. He wanted to do something totally different. I think oftentimes because of our lack of knowledge, and they don't realize that there's all types of things of how to work with people, how to build your brand, how to write a business plan, how to do your resume. That's in our curriculum. So those are key components that I think we miss. We just think it's all hands-on, doing hair, doing, cuts, color, whatever. But it's making the student a holistic individual, which is what education is all about.
I think that's great because I think the one things we see, at least in our industry,
Yeah.
is so much of our enrollments come in that January, February start period.
Yes.
Because students tell us all the time that they were forced to go that
To go.
traditional
That's
route.
right.
So
That's
they
right.
tried it, and I kind of coerced my daughter into art school
Mm-hmm.
for her first year, and she gave it a shot for that first year, but she decided, this isn't for me.
My son,
I'm
same
not
thing.
the traditional
Same,
career path.
same.
So what is it, as far as the misconceptions related to beauty school education, that you would like to communicate to those guidance counselors, those parents, things like that will actually help them kind of steer the child on the path from the beginning?
I think it's just kind of the same question that we just discussed a moment ago, is that this is not just beauty school. This is a university. It's a holistic approach. We're teaching you how to be a very professional, successful professional in the industry. So I think if we could just kind of dispel that rumor that it's not that big of a deal, and now even more. I mean, you think of all the trends on TikTok and all the
Right.
social media where these young people are like, how do I do this and make a living and love it?
Right.
Give them the opportunity to explore on their own, and let's stop putting them in this cookie cutter box, which I've done, so I know what the results could look like.
Yep, and that's
Yeah.
true because
Yes.
we've even incorporated a lot of that social media stuff
Yes,
into
in
our
our
curriculum,
curriculum.
which is incredibly important because there's so many people out there that become YouTube-ticians
Yes.
instead
Yes,
of
absolutely.
instead of true beauticians. So they're out there and
Yes.
they're showing their work and they're showing all this creative stuff, but they really don't show their fails, and they kind of edit it, and then they have this
And that's
beautiful
what's
thing
important.
afterwards. And,
That's what's important,
right?
because there's a differentiator between good and great. And I think what we teach in our curriculum gets you to great if you want to be great.
Right.
And you're not, and I tell all of our students when we're in different settings, it's very important that you brand yourself. Don't try to be like anyone else. Chart your own path.
That's right. Build
Yeah.
your own brand.
Absolutely.
Don't build anyone else's.
Yes.
Don't follow
right.
in their footsteps.
It'll fail.
Build you.
It'll fail because
Right.
it's not yours.
Exactly.
Yes.
So tell us what you feel like separates Tricoci from the other beauty schools out there.
I think our curriculum, and shout out to you. I have so much respect for what you've done, even in a short period of time. I think our curriculum, we stay abreast of the trends, the changes. Everything can't be trendy. We can't teach everything that's trendy, but there are some things that are selective that we know will be that'll be a benefit for the student. So I know I think our high school program is very unique in itself, what it brings to the table as far as students really getting the real world experience. And I don't know about other schools, so I can only speak, well, I do know about some, but I can only speak to what we bring to the table, which is the hands-on experience. You can learn all of this in theory, but if you never apply it, it doesn't equate to a whole lot. So the fact that students get an opportunity to not only hear the theoretical aspect of it, but also practical, I think that's what puts us on the map as being one of the most successful.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
That's great information. So we like to end the podcast with a series of standard questions that we ask everyone.
Okay.
So my first is, have you had a moment when you realized that you were a day maker for someone else?
Absolutely. I would say almost daily, whether it's one of my employees or if it's a student that I'm in communication with, because there are many people, employees included, and students, that you'll speak with, and it doesn't look like it looks for everyone else. There are times when people have no confidence, they have no vision, and when I get the opportunity to empower students and let them know and exude that confidence so that they can be drawn to it and show them that you can actually make a difference in this world, that makes my day. Selfishly, it really, really does. I love talking to students. I love to hear their stories. Some of their stories are phenomenal, and I am a product of low-income family growing up, didn't have a big vision, but I had a couple of people in my life and that helped me and said, you can do this. I think that's what we should do every day, and that's what I do every opportunity I get. So to answer your question, whether you know me, I get excited about that. Yes, I get an opportunity often to be a day maker.
I think that's great, and I do see you being a day maker every day. I'm there with you, and I get
Yes,
to
I
see it, and
love
I
it.
get to
Love
see
the
how you bring your
students.
energy to the
Yes,
school, and I
yes.
love every part of that.
It's why I do what I do. I could find another career, but I love making a difference.
When you make that difference, how do you feel like it extends beyond the chair, beyond the classroom, and into that person's life?
Because that's planted with them, and now they share that with someone else, and it just becomes a roller coaster, right? You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. You're gonna have those moments, but when you can empower people and impart like excitement into their lives, incite confidence, they share that because someone helped them, like me. That's my story. That's my life. Someone helped me. Someone believed in me. Someone showed me. And then I started to do it for other people because it's what I love.
And then how do you think that helps them build their business? Because that's what we're in it for, right?
Yes.
Is to help the student build their business.
There you go. We're back into the roller coaster effect, right?
Right.
So now you're showing people, and our students are psychiatrists, they're coaches, they're mothers, sometimes they're fathers when it comes to clients. They're walking people through. Do you know the impact they could have in their messaging if they could exude in that same professionalism, all of that energy, all of that confidence that someone has done for them, they get to pour it into a client. I can't tell you how many times I've walked out of my stylist chair and she made me feel good. Not only beautiful in look, in the appearance, but she made me feel good by something she said, or I heard it in the salon chair from someone else. That makes a difference, and it's all transferable. It really, really is.
I love that because our friend Elizabeth Fay says hairdressers change the world.
They literally do.
And I really do think all of us in the beauty industry have that ability to be able to make someone's day.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you because
Thank
again,
you.
you know how much I adore you.
I love you
so
much.
And I'm so excited you're here today.
You're a great example of what this industry can bring. Thank you, Larry.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.